Back in November, the Bears lost their first game against the Lions. Can Detroit do it again? The answer comes your way next on Madden Football.
First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Both teams emerging from the Ford Field tunnels just a short time ago. And, of course, the loudest cheers were reserved for the hometown Lions. They're set to go as they will match up with the Chicago Bears. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Lions team entering play. They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they? And now things could really go south if they lose this game, so they understand the importance of playing well and stopping this streak.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Bears, they come in feeling good after back-to-back victories. Tyler Bass about ready to get us going. And we are underway from Ford Field. This is taken just shy of the 10. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. As we take a peek at their versatile quarterback, the Hawaii native and former Oregon Duck, Marcus Mariota.
I loved our discussion this week. You know, we had our weekly phone call to talk about our game coming up. And we had to reflect on the fact that he won the NFC Offensive Player of the Week award last week, yet his team lost. You don't see that very often.
No, I know a lot of people dislike that, but when you look at the numbers across the conference from last week, he was clearly the best. So I say the award goes to him, and it did.
Yeah, I agree with you totally. He was so good, they just couldn't ignore him.
And they'll run it. This is James Robinson. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. The numbers in last week's ball game for Robinson: 16 carries, 56 yards.
I can't remember the last time we did a game and a coach didn't talk about establishing the run first, but they've lost 2 straight games, so they still want to do that, but they've got to have some contingencies, some other options. Expect them maybe to throw it a little bit to open up things and maybe run it a little bit more later in the game.
Here's Robinson again on second down, and not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. This defense for the Bears, they were quite formidable in the win over Philly a week ago.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. Mariota now. That's complete right side to Lazard. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent. And they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I'd missed him, it would have been a
different story.
Long night.
He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down. They run. Robinson.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
They'll run here with Robinson. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run it now with Robinson. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line.
Well, these two division rivals, the schedule maker gave them a couple of second-half meetings this year. They met for the first time back in Week 11, and it was the Lions who got the road victory in that one, so they'll be looking to claim the season series now here at home in Detroit.
Throwing on 2nd and 8, Mariota. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 19. On the run, it's Robinson. And he'll take this down for about 4 yards down to the 15.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. And he'll give it here to his running back. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
Now the Lions, they send out the field goal unit here. And his kick here is good. And the Lions are going to take a 3-0 lead. Able to move the ball on that drive. Yes, just 3 points, but 4 first downs were in there.
Yeah, and you can look at it and feel pretty good about the whole thing and think, okay, this should continue throughout this ball game. On the flip side, if you're a defender, it's almost like, whew, we only gave up 3. They moved the ball on us pretty well.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
So here are the Bears now for their opening drive.
They're led by the #1 overall pick in the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
Throwing now, Lawrence on 1st down. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted.
Picked off at the 35. And they're going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. From the now. Here's 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line.
43 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Off the play fake, Mariota. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Tyler Higbee. With touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead grows to 10-0. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions.
So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
Let's go. Let's go.
The Bears offense making their way out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the NFC.
And as we take a look at the playoff picture, certainly still a lot of jostling to go in these final few weeks. For the moment, they would be a wild card team, far from locked up, but that's why this is exciting. These last few weeks, a lot to play for.
So much to play for, and remember, 7 teams in each conference go to the playoffs instead of 6. And not to mention, remember when the league made that move a few seasons ago to put divisional games at the end of the year? So you get to week 16 and 17, you're playing for playoff spots, and you're playing divisional games. Couldn't be more exciting than that.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. And this is going to be intercepted. Davis picks it.
And the Lions are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coach... staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
56. Mike, 56. Right there.
On 3rd down, Mariota. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The sack coming from big Dalvin Tomlinson.
Back in Week 11, the Bears lost their previous game against the Lions. Can Detroit do it again? Find out next.
Coming to you from the venue that hosted the Super Bowl back in February of '06. Welcome to Ford Field in downtown Detroit. A few short moments ago, these two teams made their way out of the Ford Field tunnels, and the noise level in this place just about off the charts. They are set for football as the Lions get ready to do battle with the Chicago Bears. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Lions team entering play. They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they? And now things could really go south if they lose this game, so they understand the importance of playing well and stopping this streak.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Bears, it's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break, but they have to push on.
And they're really not as worried about that as maybe we think. They know they've got the entire offseason to rest. All they care about is the game in front of them and finishing strong.
Tyler Bass about ready to get us going.
And we are underway from Ford Field.
This is taken just shy of the 10. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their quarterback. Out of Oregon, it's Marcus Mariota.
I loved our discussion this week. You know, we had our weekly phone call to talk about our game coming up. And we had to reflect on the fact that he won the NFC Offensive Player of the Week award last week, yet his team lost. You don't see that very often.
No, I know a lot of people dislike that, but when you look at the numbers across the conference from last week, he was clearly the best. So I say the award goes to him, and it did.
Yeah, I agree with you totally. He was so good, they just couldn't ignore him.
Check in on the numbers last week for Robinson.
16 carries, 56 yards.
I can't remember the last time we did a game and a coach didn't talk about establishing the run first, but they've lost 2 straight games, so they still want to do that, but they've got to have some contingencies, some other options. Expect them maybe to throw it a little bit to open up things and maybe run it a little bit more later in the game.
From the 24, Mariota sets up the screen to Robinson. So the screen good for only 2. Now it's 3rd down. So, Charles, first drive here, little safe completion underneath. Maybe get some rhythm, get your feet wet, so to speak.
I agree, and I like it because it's a lot like a basketball game when you're getting started and you pass the ball around so everyone touches it early and gets involved in the game. In this case, it's not just dumping it to a back and he's able to run with the ball, but you get your offensive linemen involved because they get to get out and run and hit people in the open field. Everyone getting their feet wet early.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
On 4th down, Jack Fox on to punt for Detroit.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. This is taken at the 23. A 48-yard punt, 7 on the return. And the Bears take over. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time.
They're led by the #1 overall pick in the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
I like this guy. And the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
Now Lawrence on 1st down.
Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Looking to throw, Lawrence.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
A couple of extra defensive backs in the ball game here on 3rd and 6. Lawrence.
Man open, that's Calvin Ridley.
And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
On first down, Lawrence. He gets this one complete to Bowden.
And he's brought down. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. Eluding the pressure right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long.
Well, here's where having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss.
To try again after the sack.
Lawrence.
Dancing to his left.
And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And they'll go ahead and down this one right on the chalk of the 20-yard line. Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys a little bit jumpy.
But you do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3 and out.
And now they have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Throwing, Mariota. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. C.J. Mosley, the linebacker, making sure his presence is felt.
Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
And this came from the edge, and those pass rushers, they have so many tricks of the trade to get around blockers. They have a lot of tools in their kit. This was pure speed and athleticism on this play, though, and they could barely get a glove on him before he got the quarterback on the ground.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, they got him again. The safety blitz turns out to be a great call defensively as they sack him for a loss of 9.
I think most quarterbacks would love to have the goal line actually extend up into the air and turn into a wall. They could put their back against it and know exactly where they are on the field so they don't end up in the end zone. Didn't do it on that play, but Peros
Fire.
to the goal line.
Here comes the Lions punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out of there. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Meanwhile, down in Dallas, an update from there. Early on, it's the Vikings in the driver's seat. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
They are back over the 500 mark for the season. Got there with a win a week ago, their second straight victory.
Well, they've definitely gotten better as this season has gone along, and from what I can tell, they know their roles. Everyone understands how they fit offensively, defensively, and this team now has an identity, and they're playing to it and playing well. Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. On the tackle that time, Dean Lowry. On 2nd and 9, Lawrence. Flushed out right. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
Ready? 70, Indy.
On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence.
Got an open man, it's Pringle. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
We're scoreless after 1. The Bears with the football. We get set to begin quarter number 2 as they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. Met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Henry.
And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Matt Nagy has made the decision. They're going to go for it here.
They'll run for it with Henry. Going absolutely nowhere. He'll wind up losing a yard or 2. Derrick Henry denied here on 4th down. And the Lions will take over. A chance to get some momentum here in the 2nd quarter, getting their first trip into the red zone, but unable to get it across.
And if I'm the head coach, sure, you feel some disappointment, maybe a little bit of deflation there because you didn't get it in, but I'm going straight to rah-rah mode. All right, guys, we didn't get it this time. It's only the 2nd quarter. We'll be back. Let's get it later on. I want to keep this team up. I don't want them to feel like they've let everyone down.
Positive.
Got to be positive in this situation. It's too early to think that you don't have a chance to win this game. Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Mariota. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
C.J. Mosley picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
Here's Jack Fox now as he's on to punt for Detroit. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, 4 on the return, and out will come the offense as they take over. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold up.
But he trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it. Be aggressive, because I've got the wild bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
Now we'll see what his offense can do.
Well, normally you see 3 tight ends in a formation. You have to think to yourself, this has got to be a run, and I know as a safety, when I saw that, I took an extra step or 2 towards the line of scrimmage. Instead, they threw the ball, and he found one of those tight ends for a very nice pickup.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
They go play action with Lawrence.
This is caught. It's Woods. Touchdown, Bears. Robert Woods with touchdown number 8 on the year, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. And he's got it to make it 7-0 in favor of the Bears. Just a 4-play drive that time. And the end result is a Bears touchdown.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. This is taken just shy of the 10. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
Time to look now with our spotlight at the quarterback, Marcus Mariota. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection, it struggled.
And normally what you get is renewed determination. When the big guy gets hit, that usually sparks people. Hey, we can't let this happen anymore. They take it personally. He's not supposed to be on the ground, but that hasn't been the case so far in this game. So maybe they've got to figure out how do they get rid of the ball faster to help out the offensive line so he doesn't get hit as much.
And we'll see if they can keep him off the ground now going forward. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They start on the ground with Robinson here. Gets it up around the 22 and no further. Did show some power on the run, but not a whole lot of room.
Jabril Cox there on the tackle. This, the second meeting between these two division rivals. You might recall they met earlier in the year, and it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home.
40's mine, 40's mine. Come on, baby, come on, let's go.
From the 22, Mariota. That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now a give right side. It's Robinson. And once again, he's going to be stopped up behind the line. Second straight play. Shades of the 85 Bear defense a little bit.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
The Lions on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 11. From the shotgun, it's Mariota. Flush to his right. And he slides and covers up. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th. 2 minutes up. Ball game. Here comes the Lions punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. A 40-yard punt, no return, and possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes, but right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the 2nd quarter. Airing it out, looking for Ridley. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
How about this offense already feeling good about themselves with a touchdown already in their first drive? They've certainly come out firing, even though that one was incomplete.
With the 7-0 lead, more apt to take a shot like that downfield?
Hey, you're one to the good. Go ahead and try and press your advantage.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And down he'll go at the 25. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
On the ready. Recon, 132 fire.
They'll try to run for the 1st down with Hunt. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. And quickly, they get to the line. And they'll throw on 1st down with Lawrence. They'll go screen here to Hunt. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Lawrence. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done.
And time to give some credit to the big fellows, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, be able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call.
After review of the play, ruling on the field stands.
Here's Lawrence to throw. And that is caught. It's Ridley. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call.
After review of the play, ruling on the field is reversed.
So that challenge, a successful one. Throwing again on second down. Lawrence. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you?
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Lawrence going to throw again. Oh, and it's intercepted. He was trying to get it to Ridley. Picked off down near the 5. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. And no reason to do anything foolish as they'll snap it one more time on first down. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. And to give this time to the tailback. And he's upended at the 6 as they double their room to maneuver on a pickup of 3. So we reach halftime with the visiting Bears out on top here. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15. We'll begin our tour of the trip up to Toronto, Canada, and it's the Cowboys on top as they play the second quarter. T.Y. Hilton, a touchdown reception. From there, we'll head up to Indy to check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium, and they currently trail the visiting Philadelphia Eagles. Tua Tagovailoa has thrown a touchdown pass. Finally, we finish at MetLife Stadium to see what's going on with the Jets. And they trail that one over the visiting Green Bay Packers. Sterling Shepard, a touchdown reception. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Bears. And their passing game has been the reason why they lead thus far. They've had great success moving the ball through 2 quarters of play. Meanwhile, for the Lions, we check on their numbers on the ground in the first half, as they know they'll need to be better to overcome this halftime deficit. Final adjustments being made in both locker rooms. They are just about set to get back to football in Detroit. And for the call of the second half, we'll kick it back up to Ford Field and Brandon Godden.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The Bears offense set to go to begin the third quarter. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. Lawrence will throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Woods. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. So they'll, of course, decline the pass interference there and wisely take the yardage.
And I think defensively he's saying, I was getting away with that in the first half. Why are you making that call now? But to me, that one was pretty easy to see. I don't understand what he's upset about. I think it was the correct call.
Here's Lawrence. Quick hitter here. It's complete. That catch good for only a couple.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Escaping the pressure right. Oh, it's intercepted. He was trying to get it to Ridley. Carlton Davis picks it. And the Lions are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
That is just what this defense was hoping for, an interception on the opening possession of this third quarter.
Obviously didn't want to surrender a touchdown and fall even farther behind. And we've gotten to know this team a little bit, haven't we? Couldn't you just see their defensive leaders telling the offensive guys, telling the quarterback, don't worry, we got you to start things off.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward.
And the Bears force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. And right about now, you start to think, and maybe they're starting to think, gosh, maybe points aren't going to happen for us in this game.
Well, it's a thought that is worth having, because so far in this game, this defense has not just had the upper hand. They've appeared to be a step ahead, maybe even 2 steps, to everything they've done. They've had an answer for everything this offense has thrown at them.
Another drive coming up for this Chicago offense.
And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
And he gets this one to Ridley, complete. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
On play action, Lawrence.
He completes it to Ridley. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. big connection on that one. 33 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they run it with Hunt. Fights loose. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
On 2nd down now, it's Henry, and he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. They'll run it again with Henry. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1.
He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you can.
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Derrick Henry. His 14th touchdown now on the year as the Bears push further out in front.
Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, 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 and finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And it's now 14-0. So this drive spans 7 plays. And Derrick Henry able to finish it off with a touchdown run.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. From the 10. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
Keep playing hard.
And Detroit back in possession of the football.
And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Eluding the pressure right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt.
2nd down at 7.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5. From the gun, Mariota.
That is caught. Rashad Bateman.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A big play that time through the air. 32 yards. On 1st and 10, here's Mariota. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
Well, look what we have here, a sustained drive. And that was certainly AWOL in the first half. They really struggled to try and move the football. But right now, they certainly seem to have the formula working. Let's see if they can keep it up.
We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. First down, Mariota. And a dump off here to Robinson. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Same result as last play, 14 yards and another first down. From the red zone now, Mariota. This is Lazard with a catch out left. Oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble. And I think the Bears have recovered. They have.
Okay, this isn't one where you want to take the game tape and hold it up as an example, do you? I mean, you talk about frustrating all the way through. And that last error, I think that crystallizes it, doesn't it?
Absolutely. That's been representative of their entire game still being shut out. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field.
And they sit in a good spot, having the ball back after the fumble recovery and up 2 scores in the fourth quarter.
They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. Bulldozes past him. And he's taken down, but able to get this up to the 20-yard line. And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this fourth quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
Derrick Henry. He finds some open field here. A solid stiff arm. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40.
Here we go.
63 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. Well, I tell you what, when you get a running back who can move like that in the open field, that's something to take advantage of, and they certainly did there.
And there's an old chestnut of an expression called getting on your horse. And I hate to use it, but I'm going to right here because absolutely applies. How about the head of steam he had behind him? He was absolutely galloping downfield. That was something to see.
On first down, Lawrence.
Going right side here, and that's complete. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. So first and 10 now from the 30. 10th carry now for Derrick Henry. About 3 yards there to the 27.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Well, you know me, partner. I never tell them to back off of being aggressive. But sometimes you see the consequences when you're overly aggressive and you don't secure tackles. Guys break through.
Trying to sell out to pry that football loose. And just as you said, cost some yardage.
Yeah, you got to go get him. Stand him up first before you go for the ball. Don't just go for it initially.
And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be. He will push his way down to about the 14. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now.
On 3rd down, Lawrence.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need.
Picked off by Nasir Adderley. And the Lions are right back in this football game.
Let's go. Let's go.
Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in
Season
December.
of giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. He's going to let this one go deep. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A big connection on that one. 35 yards. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score.
Mariota.
That's complete to Lazard. And he's brought down. 1st down now, but that clock rolling.
To throw, Mariota.
And this is caught. It's Brown. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Down in this one, they needed that score, but they'll have to hold at least for the time being.
You're exactly right. Points that they had to have. As you said, they have to regroup now and see if they can get them another way.
Here's Mariota.
It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Now Mariota. Throw right side here, taken in by.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Wide open receiver.
Lions are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
And this is caught for a touchdown. So hang on now. Things just got a little bit more interesting here in the final minute. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
So a little under 50 seconds to go. Plenty of time if they can get this onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
First down carry for Henry. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Again, it's Henry. Trucks over him. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
And shedding a man at the 40. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. And the Lions going with an extra DB here on third down.
From the gun, it's Lawrence.
He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
Here comes the Bears punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
You need to give the ball away here in the fourth quarter while you're just holding a slim lead. But that punt, absolutely ideal. They pin them inside the 5-yard line. They give their defense a really nice opportunity.
Another shot now for this Lions offense. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot, you've got to worry on defense. Of course, no one getting behind the defense and make it an easy throw. But nowadays, it's not just the ball being tipped in the air and people in the end zone in a cluster. It's that guy that's short of the end zone who comes up and ends up making the play because he goes unguarded. So there's a lot to think about if you're playing defense in this situation.
We'll see if they can cover all their bases.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield.
Mariota's throw, it's complete into the hands of Higbee.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 10. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
It didn't check off every box, but the most important one, got the clock stopped, getting out of bounds. They may be a little short of the first down, but I thought that was the key.
One last shot now for Mariota. He's got room to run past the 20. Mariota so nimble, sliding to the ground with a first down. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you're wondering, could it happen? Possibly.